Hi, I'm going to show you how I built this DIY planter stand on the Chillhop woodworker. Hey everyone, what's up? Today we're going to build a very simple planter stand from pallet wood. It is so dang simple that even you can do it without fancy tools. Recently, my wife said that she's interested in decorating our backyard and she wanted a space to put flowers and other decorative plants. I made this potting batch a few weeks ago and my wife's been potting small plants. We're starting to put bigger plants and they're just laying on the floor. So I'm gonna make a planter stand for this fella right here. For this project, I'm going to use a table saw, a cordless drill driver, a random orbital sander, a tape measure, a speed square, a pocket hole jig, a handful of clamps, wood glue, and some screws. These are the materials needed. 3.5 inch by 1.25 inch at 43 inches times 5 for the legs and the rails. 1/2 inch times 3 inches at 51 inches times 3 for the walls and the bottoms. Now let's look at the plan. This is my design for the planter stand. It is 36 inches tall and the inside box is 8.25 inches high, with an equal 10.5 inches distance from the legs. The pot that my wife uses for her plant is 10 inches wide, so this should be a perfect fit for them. I also made a 1-inch opening on the bottom for water drainage. First, we're going to rip the leg pieces. Set your table saw fence to 1.25 inch from the blade. And rip 4 leg pieces from the legs material. Next, measure 36 inches from the end and make your cut. I'm using a table saw with a crosscut sled, but you can always use a miter saw or a circle saw or even hand saw. At this point, you can also set a stop block for easy repetitive cuts. After that, we're going to cut 2 pieces for the rails. Measure 10.5 inches from the end and make your cut. Now we'll turn our attention to the sides, or you might say, the walls. Grab your slats and take your tape measure. The front and rear walls are at 13 inch long. While the side walls are 14.5 inches long. Make 6 pieces for each measurement. Lastly, we'll measure 10.5 inches for the bottom pieces. And make 4 of these. After you cut all your materials, you should have pieces that looks like this. Now we're ready for assembly. First, we're going to assemble the legs. Measure 7 3/4 inch from the top and make a mark. Place the rail right on your pencil mark. Don't forget to check that the pieces are square before adding wood glue. Then drill a pilot hole and drive a 2-inch screw. Do this again on the opposite side. After you have the legs assembled, it's time to attach the walls to the legs. Grab the 13-inch front wall pieces and place it on top of the legs. Drive a 1 1/4 inch screw on each corner of the side pieces. Do this with all of the front and the rear pieces. Now you should have something that looks like this. Next, lay the two sides parallel to each other. Grab the 14.5 inches side wall pieces and lay it on top of them. Again, make sure that everything is square and flush to the edge before adding wood glue, clamping it down, and drilling pilot holes. Now drive two 1 1/4 inch screws on the center edges of the side pieces. Do this with all the side pieces, and now you have something that looks like a box with legs. Now flip it upside down to expose the bottom rails. Grab the 10.5 inches bottom pieces and attach them to the bottom rails using glue and pocket holes. And there you go! You have completed the assembly. For the finish, I'm sanding this project thoroughly, starting with a 100 grit, moving up to 150 grit, and up to 240 grit sandpaper. Since this is an outdoor project, I'm going to use Acqua Olio by Milan Coatings. It produces a really good protective layer and the colors really pop out once you apply the first layer of coat. It's also very easy to use. Just mix it with 10% of water for the first coat and then wait for an hour to dry. After the first coat, you'll want to hand sand it smooth using a 400 grit sandpaper. Mix the oil finish with 20% of water for the second coat and you're done. I'm really happy with how this project turned out, and I hope you do learn a thing or two from this video. Alright fellas, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure to punch that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you'll always be updated every time I post new videos. I'm Mr. T from the Chill Woodworker signing off. Until next time, stay awesome and keep on making sawdust.